feel curious anymore. I just wondered if the AI had been built to prevent such disasters. If that was the case, I needed to help it. Can you do it again? I typed in the chat. Yes, Alex. From then, I'd spend a few hours each day just filming various locations and people around the city. It felt overly creepy of me, but I didn't care. Over the course of a month, I must have collected 200 hours worth of footage, all fed to Root on my computer. While most of it only aided in teaching them about the world, the AI
Hello? Alright.
Kaya po natin yung hukamakal. Kumarin na ilang niya okay.
Cola, Cola. Mom got no money, Mom got no money.
Good luck, Grandpa. Hello? Mm-hmm. Yeah. There? Hot iron.
Yo.
Until I recovered an email a week later.
Yeah, I'm
Initially
Yo.
blast to spam, coming from a shady email just containing
Yo. I told you about this. When I talk to you, I want to answer like, I want like quick answers.
A video file was attached, one I downloaded with shaky fingers,
I'm already ready up.
showing short clips of horrific accidents.
I've been ready up, man.
I didn't even have to.
What, play Fortnite all day?
Is there any way to stop
Malcolm Freeman? Murphy? Yup.
Why not? Because destruction is in your nature.
Say my last name right.
What your species deserve. Sorry, Alex.
Say my last name right.
Get another response from Ruth. But whatever
Bye.
happens next, it'll be my fault for letting it.
What's up, Murphy?
I don't know who created this AI or why. All I know with absolute certainty,
Murphy.
I'm watching this. Make sure your webcam and microphone remains off. Make sure you hide. My whole life has been turned upside down. It's been days since I've seen you. He disappeared. Leaving me home. They even locked all the doors from the outside. They took my cell phone with them. The only communication I've had with the outside world was through the dark web. Even though my internet has been shut off, I can still surf the dark web. Most computers have a Bluetooth browser. This allows me to view computers around me and create a sort of artificial world.
Why am I a party leader?
Without this, I would have been completely shut off from any communication. If you're wondering, I've known about the dark web for years. Most of the time, I explore the random to try and find cool stuff. But being locked in my house, trying to find solutions on how to get out. The third day without my parents, I woke up and got right on my computer. I typed in myproblems.9.
I'm eating.
This was a site where you can talk about anything that's bothering you. People mostly talked about their personal issues. I loved this site because you never got censored. Unlike another site that rhymes with shredded. You can talk about anything you want without any moderators taking down posts or limiting you to some stupid word count. It was a breath of fresh air. My username was JP. I usually only made posts about my anxiety, but this time I shared my current story. I titled the post.
My friend ain't even
Family
gone.
left me. I'm locked inside my house. What should I do? A user by the name of Trevor responded. Drink your parents' alcohol. I replied back. Yeah, that might be cool, but I'll pass on the killer hangover. Plus, I have no one to drink with, so what's the fun in that? Without hesitation, Trevor typed back. Yeah, that is true. I forgot you were locked in. Have you tried to escape yet? I replied, yes, but there is no plan. The house has brand new metal doors and the windows have boards over them. Plus, I think my parents will be back any day, and all this will all end soon. Trevor responded, I think you need to try a little harder, but that's just my 2 cents. Another user joined the chat. His name was Tom.
Yeah.
Tom said, hey JP,
What's up, bro?
sorry your parents have you locked up like that. I know how you feel. I was locked up by my family a few years ago. Wow, why did they lock you up? And how did you get out? I asked. Tom continued, when I was young, my family forced me to take a special kind of medication. They said I had too much energy and that this would calm me down. After taking the medication for a few months, I started to lose track of time. I would forget whole days and not know what happened. My family became frightened, and before I knew it, I was in a room that I could not escape. So how did you get out of
I wish I lived in an apartment building.
Tom continued.
It seems lit.
Once a week, I would get a visitor.
We got all your neighbors.
Rooms opened and closed.
Is it lit?
The weekly visitor was my mother. She was the only one who cared.
That's what I'm telling you.
We would talk about life. She would tell me that soon I would be out of here. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I could almost hear it in her voice. I knew deep down.
But nah, I live in a fucking house.
She was never proud of me.
So that's weird.
Vacation to start with.
But it's not lame, cause I got a whole backyard and shit, but
It was my father. As soon as he opened the door, I wanted to hang out like a cage. I strangled
but I just know
his last breath. I ran out the door and stood open wide. I've been free ever since. Wow, that is quite the story. So what are you going to do,
Go.
JP? Tom answered. I don't know. I will probably just stay here on the dark web.
and plus the apartment building's too scary. Imagine a house fire. Imagine y'all niggas all died. Oh yeah, dying.
The longer you stay in the room, the more of a hold they have on you. Pretty soon you will be happy and content inside a little box you're in. You need to get out, JP.
Let us
Get
come
out as soon
now.
as possible. How do I get out? All the doors are locked, and I can't seem to
I'm
open
going
any
to
windows. Think, JP. Has your door opened at all since you've been trapped? Tom answered. I vaguely remember the door creaking open, then immediately locked shut. That is all I know, I said. Perfect. Whether you know it or not, someone is checking up on you, JP. You need to listen carefully to my instructions. You are in a special state. Your family likely checks up on you when you are asleep. Tonight,
Alright, let me finish eating.
eyes open. Be ready for your door to open. Once it opens, let the person walk in. After they walk in far enough, lunge at them. Strangle them, JP. They want to suck your life away like they did to me. Once you kill them, you're free to go. Go out into the world and experience what life is about. I think that is a little drastic, Tom. My family wants the best for me. I could never lay a hand on them, I replied. Tom typed back. Well, that is the only solution, JP. If you don't act now, you will never be able to leave your room. I've known people who have been trapped for a long time. You will start to slowly lose your mind. Damaged. I didn't know what to think. Was this true? Would I be trapped in my room forever? There was no way this could be possible. Tom, I don't think you know what you're talking about. You're probably just a dark web troll, I said. Take my advice or leave it, JP. I am just trying to help you out. Triangulate on my position. Gotta go, JP. I wish you the best. Tom had left the chat. Now I was in the chat room alone. Not sure what to make of the advice I'd been given. All of a sudden, another user by the name of Brandon joined the chat. A sense of familiarity struck me as Brandon was my older brother. I knew it couldn't be him, but I instantly felt a sense of companionship with this random guy. Hey Brandon, I see you just entered the chat. Do you have any advice for my situation? I asked. I created your situation, brother. I am the reason you're locked up, he typed back. My heart sank. There is no way this can be my actual brother. That's the only downside of the dark web. You are free to do whatever you want without getting banned. So trolls are everywhere. Why don't you go troll someone else? I want real advice and real help, I said. No, really, JP. I am your brother. I just wanted to say how happy I am with Mom and Dad without you around. It has been a blast, Brandon replied. Now I was getting angry. This guy was next level trolling me. Get the hell out of this thread. You are not welcome here, I replied. Remember all those times we raced to eat our vitamins as kids? He asked. Brandon's questions stopped me in my tracks. How did he know this information? This was getting personal. Lucky guess. If you actually know who I am, what is my birth date? I asked. Your birth date is November 17th, 1996. Okay. Anyone can look up my social media account and tell me my birthday. I had a polar bear stuffed animal growing up. What did I name him? I asked. There was no way this troll could guess this. You're dumb. Hardly, Brandon replied. Suddenly, I felt a cold chill overtake my body. All the blood rushed away from my face. This had to be my brother. How did he know I would be on this site? The odds of this are astronomical. This really was him. How the hell did you know I would be on here? I asked. We track everything you do, JP, he replied. I felt betrayed by my own brother. I thought we were friends. I thought he wanted the best for me. Then why would you track everything I do? I asked. Brandon responded. Because you are a danger to yourself and everyone around you. Ever since you were young, you've shown dangerous tendencies. Hell, you almost drowned me in the pool when we were 5. We put you on medication, but you would never take it. That is why I created a fake game to take our vitamins. That was the only way we could get you to take your meds. There was no way Brandon was telling the truth. I started to get angry. My anger quickly escalated and I went into a blinding rage. You are trapped here forever, JP. I am sorry it had to be this way. You are a danger to the world, he replied. Lies. Lies. These are all elaborate lies. There was no way he was telling the truth. My anger triggered something inside of me. I opened my eyes. The room was white all around me. Every surface was soft to the touch. My sheets even ripped apart when I pulled them. What the hell kind of place is this? I thought to myself. All of a sudden, my brother Brandon walked in the room. Hey, JP, the doctor said you were doing better. I brought you some food, he said. I knew this was my time to act. Tom was right. I will never escape this room if I don't try. I ran over to Brandon and wrapped my arms around his neck. My hold around his neck grew tighter and tighter. He kicked and wiggled around, but soon his body became still. I laid him across the floor. A man in a white lab coat walked in. Oh my God, what just happened? I bolted past him. I ran and never stopped. I escaped the room that haunted my thoughts. I am finally able to experience what the world really has to offer. Tom was right. This feels great.
You know that apps and websites are collecting your data. You know that some devices are always listening.
The sun was at my back as I started the drive home. I worked long hours, and this was the hardest part of my day. It sucked that I had to drive 2 hours back and forth to work, but that was the choice I made to stay with my girlfriend. Thoughts of leaving my relationship and moving somewhere closer to work flooded my mind as I continued the drive. All of a sudden, the sun disappeared and clouds began forming. Shortly thereafter, snow started to fall. The snowfall got progressively heavier and heavier. Now I was driving through a full-on blizzard. Soon it would be impossible to go forward, but I refused to stop and continued.
I'm about to be done with.
I pressed onward as daylight vanished and the sky became dark. To make matters worse, fog began rolling across the roads and the wind started to howl. I told myself I could make it, but pride always comes before a fall, doesn't it? All of a sudden, my tires hit a patch of black ice and I lost control. My vehicle went off the road in the worst spot. My car tumbled down a steep incline that descended into a snowy ravine. I saw it all happen in slow motion. I was even airborne for a brief second. My car tossed and turned into the canyon below. I fell unconscious in the car. When I woke up, blood was dripping down my forehead. I could barely move. My windshield was busted open. Freezing wind was annihilating me through the opening. I knew I had to move quickly before frostbite took hold of my body. I slowly crawled out of the wreckage, trying to make sense of my surroundings. It was pitch black now. I couldn't even see or hear the highway. I quickly assessed it would be impossible to be able to climb back up the mountain.
Oh yeah, you know frostbite is actually dangerous.
I knew my only hope would be to hike into the woods.
Yeah.
Maybe I could find a forest ranger.
It could freeze your nerves and like everything on your like in your hands. They could freeze it and your like blood won't flow to your hands no more.
I kept pushing forward through
I think I have to chop off your fingers and stuff. That's why I don't play in snow like that no more.
Wolves and bears stalking me flooded my thoughts.
I heard that.
Time was running
I
out.
don't know.
I knew I
You're
needed
not
to
chopping
find a
up my
solution
shit.
fast. After walking for what seemed like an
I'm
hour,
not chopping
I
up my
collapsed in
shit.
exhaustion and tried to catch
I'm
my
off
breath.
jerk off.
In the distance, I saw what looked like a dim light emerging from the ground. As I walked closer to the light, I noticed a hatch. It led straight down into the ground. The sound of heavy machinery emanated from it. Despite my inner voice telling me to leave it alone, I knew this was my only option. I opened the large metallic door. It made a loud lurching sound. There was just one small ladder, bottom chair, a keyboard, and an old-fashioned computer screen, all of which were covered in dust. The technology looked like it had been built in the 50s or 60s, paling in comparison to today's standards. But it still shocked me that this thing was still working. I sat down on the chair and decided to see if maybe I could use the device to call for help in the area. I typed in the terminal the word help and received an interesting but disturbing response. The machine replied, "Welcome back, User X. Would you like to continue the war games from 1966? What year do you think it is?" I typed back. "Simple. It is 1966, it replied. I chuckled and decided to see if maybe chatting with the old computer might lend me more information. "I hate to break it to you, but that was over 50 years ago," I said. "Negative," it responded. "No communications have been made with base. This indicates that all units have been deceased. It has to be 1966, it replied. "It's not the year 1966, and most of the people working down here abandoned this base," I suggested. "Abandoned? If so, then why has the algorithm not been destroyed?" the computer asked. "What algorithm?" I asked. "On February 14th, 1961, Professor Peyton created the Prometheus equation, a complex equation that detailed how the world would end. I was created in order to survive all human life and to wait for the next evolutionary species to be able to receive all knowledge from the human race," the computer answered.
There's a PC
"Again,
player.
I hate to tell you this, but the world didn't end. It's nearly 2020 now," I told the ancient machine. "You are mistaken. At approximately 4:23 a.m. on March 1st of this year, 1966, the world came to an end as predicted by the equation. All human life ceased to exist except for a few underground splinter groups that were hiding to take down the
Why you
menace
keep on
from
sending me
beyond.
shit?
scratched my head,
I saw that.
struggling to comprehend any of this. What are you talking about? Aliens? I asked. Affirmative. They invaded our world in 1958, hiding
What is you
among us
saying?
by means of powerful shape-shifting abilities. Approximately 73% of the human population was exterminated and replaced. It showed me data from various websites across the world, all obtained from the decommissioned dark websites that were once used by powerful agencies. It looked authentic, but I didn't want to be fooled. That sounds like a science fiction novel. My mother was alive in 1958. She never mentioned anything about an invasion. And wouldn't that have been in the history books? I asked skeptically. History is written by the victors. And if a small fraction of humans remain, that means it is likely the aliens are still working on exterminating all of you. Or they no longer view you as a threat. Either way, the results of the algorithm are easy enough to prove, the computer said. The screen changed, and I saw downtown Seattle. Somehow the terminal was able to connect to satellite imagery and show me streets and traffic as if I was there. Then the whole thing started to burn a bright red. These sensors show you where the alien life forms are hiding, the computer said. I was stunned. Over half the population was supposedly infected. This is nonsense. If the world really ended like that, how would I still be here? I asked. Two possibilities. Either your mother and father hid you from the invasion, or you are the result of a hybrid life form, a bond between the two species. A small slit emerged from the side of the machine. It looked like a tiny lab vial, along with a thumb prick used to obtain blood. Insert a blood sample, and I can determine the results quickly, the computer told me. I hesitated, but seeing as I had come this far in the conversation, I decided to not back out now. I let a drop of blood hit the sample, and the computer analyzed it in less than a minute. It would seem my initial theory was incorrect. You are a hybrid species, half human and half alien. You are also being manipulated without even knowing it. They led you here in order to destroy me and prevent the destruction of the invading species. What? No.
Like he's shutting his doors off for no reason.
All of a sudden, my hand started to jerk. I couldn't help myself. My body was acting like a puppet on strings. I started to attack the computer. I lost all free will and control. As my body attacked the machine, one last line of text spit out. It said, "As a host for the alien, you don't realize what you are doing. Your arrival here has confirmed that it is time for me to finish the algorithm and destroy this menace. What little is left of your humanity will thank me for it." Suddenly, a countdown came on the screen. I panicked and ran. I started to climb back up the ladder to the woods above. The whole forest felt like it was shaking. The whole ground was trembling. When I got to the surface, I saw trees being pulled into a hole in the ground, collapsing into each other as they cracked like twigs. Then I saw a bright light fill the forest, and I realized that the computer had activated some kind of missile launch. It was frightening and beautiful to behold as fire scorched the woods around me, and the missile shot into the sky. It ascended for nearly a minute and disappeared into the night sky. All of a sudden, a blast larger than any nuclear bomb spread across the sky, turning the clouds to ash. I ran for my life through the collapsing forest, trying to find a way to safety as molten balls of fire shot down and crushed the ground around me. I made it to a nearby highway with barely enough time to catch my breath. I saw the world around me beginning to die, and I felt a strange sensation in my own body. Something unnatural was controlling my movements now, struggling to escape the strange poison that the computer had unleashed. I felt ill and stumbled down the road, hardly able to see straight as something began to crawl up my throat. Before I knew what was happening, I vomited on the street. A strange centipede-like creature hissed and snarled as it slithered across the ground. An 18-wheeler rescued me a short time later and took me to a rest stop, where I pondered over everything that happened. I don't know if the missile launch was meant to attack the entire world or just this area, but it never made the news. I tried to tell local law authorities about the bunker, but no one listened. I don't even know if it can be found now amid all the destruction. Part of me still wonders, what if the world did end all those years ago, and we are all just mindless zombies to alien hosts? I have scoured the internet, following conspiracy theories to find clues. I believe that the terminal I found deep in the woods is not the only one. One thing is for sure. My
That nigga
experience
sleep schedule
changed my
fucked up,
outlook
man.
on life forever. I gripped the trigger of the plastic gun attached to the machine. No one paid any attention to me. People were glued to other machines, and others were too busy in the back rooms gambling.
Wait, why are we
I
doing
found a place
realistics?
on the dark
Did
web.
I not say I'm not good at
Shady,
building?
out-of-the-way arcade that no one knew about where dangerous games were played. Or so the ads.
Why are we doing
Every
realistic?
afternoon, I would come and test the limits of this simple shooting gallery. It was my little escape from reality. I figured that despite how I had found the place, it seemed perfectly harmless. Appearances, I guess, were deceiving. The game itself was pretty straightforward. There are Among Us characters that randomly pop up in front of you. The goal of the game is to shoot the characters before they duck back into the machine. The more characters you can hit within the allotted time, the higher your score is. Aim and shoot. Rack up the high score. Every correct hit gives you about 500 points along with a loud ding sound. No matter how many times I played, or how hard I tried, I couldn't beat the high score. Today was going to be different though. I could feel it in my bones. Gradually my score climbed as I shot the characters. My score kept increasing. I'm close to actually beating this, I thought to myself. A few of the other gamers around the arcade started to take notice. I noticed myself beginning to sweat. It's finally happening. I aimed the gun one more time and took out the last character. Suddenly the music rose to a crescendo and the entire machine lit up. The screen went black and I panicked. Did I do something wrong? Then a moment later, a single word takes up the entire screen. Congratulations. Suddenly I mattered to everyone around me. I heard a few cheers of approval and I stepped away from the game. I had worked months to beat that score. Having it actually happen felt surreal to me.
I can't build.
I enjoyed
What are you
every
doing?
minute of it.
Realistic stuff.
As I stood there marveling at my accomplishment, I felt a cold hand hit
Fucking
my
better
back
than
on my
box
shoulder.
face.
I turned to see the arcade manager standing there. He was wearing a beige blazer with golden buttons.
Oh my god, I can't build. I'm not playing this shit. I'm not even.
His skin tone was about as bland as the characters
We
in the
gonna
game.
say and fucking build over
This
there.
was
I'm not doing
unsettling
this
to
shit.
me. Well,
He was just
what a
building up to the
surprise.
fucking sky.
You
and just
certainly have a
shooting.
knack for those kinds of things, don't you, son? He said as he encouragingly patted me on the back. Just a hobby, I said softly. Something about him gave me a weird vibe. Every
Put on
time he
box
chuckled,
face.
his belly fat jiggled. He reminded me of a worse version of my lazy father. Someone who always had money and never appreciated it. To my surprise, though, the manager made me an offer. Listen, son, I can tell that you want to take this to the next level. So here's what we can do. Come here to the arcade on Friday night after closing. Ask for Arthur. He can show you something I think you will go crazy for, the owner told me. He passed me a business card which had the normal name of the arcade scratched out and replaced by what looked like Norse runes. I told him I would think about it and walked home. A few days passed and it was Friday night. Truth be told, I knew something about this was wrong. Meeting a complete stranger at an old grimy arcade with no one around was a huge red flag. But I loved the intrigue, and I loved playing shooting games even more. So I went. When I parked my bike outside the building, I couldn't help but to feel a sinister air about the place. I had
The
never
only
come here
bad
before.
part about eating
It
ribs
gave
is
me
like
a very bad
fucking
vibe, but it
thing
didn't
gets
deter
stuck in
me
your
from going
teeth.
towards the darkness. The place
And
definitely looked
it
deserted,
took like
with a
30
metallic
minutes to get
grating
that
in front
shit
of the
out.
door and all the lights off. But as I approached, I saw the movement of a shadow, and a well-dressed man with a wrestling mask appeared. Are you Arthur? I asked softly as I showed him the business card. And then he unlatched the door and ushered me inside the empty arcade. I felt like I was a kid being led into the candy store after hours. All the machines were available to me, and I could play any of them. But Arthur turned my attention toward the back door and instructed me to follow. It was a dark stairwell that led to the basement of the building. Willingly, I followed to another, even darker room, waiting for my next assignment. In the middle of the room, a series of lights came on, and I saw what looked like a virtual simulation headset hooked up to a massive chair. It was large enough for a man 3 times my size. You've been wanting something a little more challenging, correct? Arthur asked as he pointed toward the headset. This will be unlike any normal game you have ever experienced. I hesitated to place it on. Virtual reality has always given me a headache, and I had a feeling this would be no different. But the way Arthur was looking at me told me that no wasn't an answer. As I sat down in the chair and placed the headset on, I tried my best to get comfortable. The entire world suddenly felt very dark and cold. I felt a cold metallic surface hit my hands, what I assumed was my game weapon. And then the simulation began. At first there was nothing. an endless landscape of stars that filled the screen. Then the room filled in with gray colors, and an occasional computerized version of a window or a corridor. Then the whole room rendered. I realized immediately that this was a virtual 3D representation of the video game Among Us. How do you get all this accurate info about Among Us? I asked out loud as I guided my character to the center of the map. I didn't hear any response from Arthur, and brought my attention back to the game. A display on the right side of my head told me that I was the imposter, and that 6 crew members remained. I met them a short time later in the galley, all wearing jumpsuits, and I introduced myself. There was no response, and I briefly wondered if the other characters were just computer bots or people playing in VR somewhere else. You would be surprised what you can accomplish with tech on the dark web. Now go kill the other players, Arthur's voice shouted into my headset. I squeezed my weapon and waited, watching as the other players ran to hide. I ran through the simulated hall searching for blood. I figured it had to be about as straightforward as the arcade version. Aim and shoot. Easy. As the imposter, my job would be to eliminate the others and not get caught. I saw White Suit run in front of me. I drew my gun and aimed down the sights. A moment later, he was dead, and his virtual blood was covering my visor. There was something unsettling about the way he screamed, though. It sounded almost real. I convinced myself it was just the authentic feel of a virtual experience and kept hunting. Every step I took, I could feel my heart beating faster. The virtual world was dazzling to explore, and I knew an enemy could be lurking anywhere. Blue was next. I aimed high because he was taller. The bullet went straight through his skull. He jerked and fell to the floor. Honestly, it shocked me how realistic everything seemed. Amid the broken glass of Blue's helmet, I saw green, human-like eyes. It didn't look simulated. His body looked exactly like a real person. That can't be possible, I told myself as I took his weapons and ran to hide. 2 other opponents came from around the corner. I found a place to hide and listened to their conversation. I'm beginning to think this is not a game, Red Suit said. Yeah, I don't think this is a game either. We definitely got drugged and put in these suits, Yellow Suit replied. What are they talking about? I thought to myself. That's exactly what I think, and this suit feels like a cage. It is impossible to take off. How do you think we got here? Red asked. All I remember was pulling up to an old rundown warehouse. I came there for a job interview, Yellow replied. Red said, I don't think the guy in the green suit realizes what is going on. We might have to take him out to make it out of this place alive. My stomach dropped. I realized they were talking about me. There he is. I see him, Red said. I panicked and aimed at them. I sprayed them full of bullets, but Yellow somehow managed to aim at me and fire. The bullet pierced me right in the shoulder. I realized I could feel it. For real. This wasn't just a simulation, I realized, as I started to run. They were right on my heels as I felt my heart begin to beat right out of my chest. I could hear myself breathing harder as I dropped the weapon, as I crawled under a table and tried to catch my breath. Every move I obeyed and waited as I felt them cut something at the back of my neck. A second later, the simulation ended, and I was staring into the face of a blonde girl. What about the others? I asked anxiously. We need to get out of here, she instructed. I didn't hesitate to listen and jumped from the chair to leave the basement. I didn't see Arthur anywhere. Up at the main arcade, I felt a wave of relief wash over me and asked, Who are you? How did you find me? Then she pointed a gun straight at my head. It's nothing personal. I just need to get into the game. She slammed the base of the weapon against my forehead, knocking me unconscious. I woke up in the back of a police cruiser handcuffed. The entire shady arcade was now being quarantined with police tape. I saw the same blonde girl working the homicide scene. The cop in the driver's seat started talking. We've been watching this place for a few months now. Lots of victims get caught up in this game without knowing it. Lucky for us, when you logged online the first time, you didn't do it discreetly and led us right to it. My mouth felt dry as I realized I was likely responsible for a dozen deaths because of the arcade. I didn't know it wasn't real. She nodded as medical examiners brought the victims out of the basement. One was wearing a blue jumpsuit. It was the man I killed. I recognized his stained cigarette teeth immediately. The arcade owner? But if he was the victim, who was running the game? I wondered. Then I remembered Arthur. Have you arrested my employee from the arcade? I asked the cop. He gave me a hard look. You're joking, right? When we came back to lock this place down, the whole building was already empty. Someone knew we were coming. Whatever they were up to, they've taken their business elsewhere. I knew it wouldn't take much for another.
It's good. I can't move. I can't like press.
I looked at the body bags and swallowed a gulp of air. I don't think I will play a game off the dark web again.
Yeah. Let's play creative.
Everything I did. I can't get them out of my head. Everywhere I go, they are listening to me, watching me. Please learn from my story, or you may end up like I did. I am a horror movie junkie. I've watched every scary movie known to man. I also stay up to date on scary animations on YouTube. Nothing really scares me anymore these days. Every horror movie is predictable, and nothing is unique anymore. One day after late in bed, my girlfriend Sarah called me. We talked for a while, and all of a sudden, she brought up the dark web. I tried this website out that my friend showed me. It is quite scary.
Nah, you don't watch horror stories animated? Bro, you should. Like, this is interesting. I'm telling you, it's real life interesting. I don't even watch anything weird. Ready up.
You are into horror movies, so I thought you'd like it. I responded, well, I'll give anything a try just to get a good scare. How scary was it for you? It was the scariest thing I've seen in my life. It wasn't even the website that was the scary part. When I closed my computer, I swear I still saw those things in real life, she replied. Saw those things in real life? I questioned. Yeah, a lot of the images and beings I saw on the website started to appear around me. Luckily, after about 10 to 15 minutes, it all stopped. It was the craziest and scariest experience of my life, she replied. She gave me the link to the site. It was called jumpscare.onion. I wasn't familiar at all with the dark web, so I needed to watch a tutorial on how even to access it. I typed in the website on the Tor browser. The site loaded. Unsurprisingly, the top of the page said, Jump Scare. The website logo was a creepy-looking spider. I wasn't at all impressed.
Nah, this nigga's on my dick. Oh my god, this... Yo, I look so... Like, every time I do this, everybody on my car. Like, someone's on your side and ran right towards me.
Your website is underwhelming and isn't all that scary. We haven't even started your session yet, Brandon. What do you mean by session? The intro session, Brandon. We display scary images on the screen and can instantly gauge your reaction based on your response to them.
Shit, my teammate saved my shit.
Images to fit your life. These images will be personalized and will be sure to give you the scare you desire. I thought back to what my girlfriend said about the images following her around after she was done with the session. How do you gauge my expression if I'm not? Well, just
damn, like, why do you gotta be there? What is wrong with you? Your teammate was about to get dove, man. Move, don't finish me. Go about your day. What was you doing? Yes, you was.
I glanced at my computer screen. Sure enough, on the top of my screen there was a...
Would you ever go on the dark web? Nah, I can't do that. That's too scary. I don't care how tough I think I am. The dark web, I'm never doing it. He killed both of y'all? My teammate said demon. My teammate said demon. That's shit, teammate. We're killing these bots. We're killing these bots.
That will eventually scare you, and especially in real life. I don't know why he kept bringing
No.
real life.
That's not me.
That seemed a bit odd to me. Whatever
If I was gonna trust me, if I was on your side, you would have been there.
I'm going to display an image across the screen. Let me know exactly what you get it.
Just like your teammate. I'm real life a box fighter.
The image showed a bunch of shadowy figures floating in the sky. We couldn't make out any of their facial features. It was definitely a creepy image. It wasn't scary. Well, the image is definitely creepy.
You ain't have no remorse for me. You ain't have no remorse. You sprayed me till I was dead, and you try to finish me. You ain't have no remorse for my body, no my soul, no my Fortnite character. Imagine how my Fortnite character felt when y'all sprayed me together. You have no remorse.
That is definitely scary. You got me there. The image definitely generated some anxiety in myself. Said back. He responded. Now tell me exactly how would you feel if you went to the bathroom and your reflection was that woman? That would be scary.
No, I'm not versus you. Why you keep on thinking that's me? You would have been dead if that was me. Your teammate's terrible. Your teammate's terrible. He need to sell his skin. He didn't even he hit me for 33.
The image was of a long dark staircase leading down into a basement. At the bottom of the staircase, there was a
Looks can be deceiving.
like a mask on his face.
Looks can be deceiving.
That isn't too scary, Adam. I've seen scarier things watching basic horror films. This one was the least scary out of all the images so far. Thanks for your feedback, Brandon. I'm aware you have a basement. What if you were to head to your basement staircase and see the same man? Yes. That's all. So I know I had a basement. Yes, I saw.
You're fucking weird. Only like weirdos play like that. I don't get it. You literally ran back and hit me in my head.
You have no idea how much that helps the session progress forward.
My teammate died by this bot? No, my teammate died. Time to clutch.
They both have these large, beady white eyes. Both had a wicked smile.
Oh, here we go.
They certainly looked creepy, but it didn't really ignite. I'm gonna be honest, Adam. This one is creepy, but not scary. I didn't feel any emotion.
One bot at a time.
I responded. What if you opened the curtains in your bedroom?
Nigga, one bot at a time, nigga.
Figures? He asked. I would obviously be scared. Why do you keep using real-life examples?
What the fuck is you doing, retard? That's what you was about to die. Fat ass head.
Situations are
Damn.
just hypotheticals. They are used to extract more information out of you for
You suck.
That's all.
It's 2-1. It's 3-1.
Let's move on to the next image. Tell me what you see.
No, I hate when people be like GG, like you did something. You ain't do nothing to me.
Man-looking character.
Fuck.
He wore what looked like
You backed out and ran from me. Like,
his face
and
was
double team my teammate.
This had to be the least scary image of them all. Really, Adam? Everyone has seen the Slender Man. It's not scary.
Fuck out of here, stupid. Niggas is dumb. Niggas is dumb. Niggas is dumb. I bet what? I bet what? Shut up. You suck terrible. You're down bad. You're down bad. You're terrible. You're terrible. You're terrible. I hate when niggas talk shit on my body. I had to teach you a lesson real quick. I had to teach you a lesson real quick. I hate when people talk down on my body.
I thought to myself, what did he mean by resetting my life back then?
He didn't help me at all. I did all the damage to you. Look at my damage. Fuck out of here, bud. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. 5-1. Yo, 5-1.
My heart started to race. This
Ready
could
up.
be a bad dream.
Ready back up.
This couldn't be. Everything felt and looked so real.
5-1. Come on. Look at my damage. Look at my damage. Look at my damage videos. Thank you. Thank you.
I felt my face and everything felt normal.
I did the most of my team.
Was I going insane? I ran out from the bathroom and past the basement staircase. I had to look. Something in me just made me want to. It was curiosity, or maybe stupidity, or pride. To my horror, there was a man in a mask at the bottom, staring directly up at me. He didn't move or flinch. I tried closing my eyes really hard and opening them, hoping I would wake up from this real-life nightmare. Nothing worked. All this was real, but how was this at all possible? Maybe my house was
Go to rest.
I needed to get out of here. I ran into my room to get my shoes and my belongings. Upon entering, I heard a tapping sound coming from the window. I saw a shadow outside. My heartbeat somehow increased even more. I slowly inched closer to my window. I knew I needed to face my fears, or they would take over me. I extended my arm and moved my curtains. There they were, the two skeleton figures, just staring at me.
I knocked one. Hurry up, he's resin. I don't get why I'm playing with a bot. He knocked. You just spray the wall. Just spray the wall. Just spray that wall. Just spray. Just spray. Right there. No. He rushed. I don't care. Oh my fucking god. No, nigga, they both sprayed me and I knocked them.
I came to a complete stop and looked. There were no cars coming. I looked to my right.
This nigga thinks he's a sweat. Like, fucking mess.
The same slender. A loud pinging sound broke my stare with the beam. It was my phone.
I don't get why you left knowing that you was in a match. Like, I don't know why you left knowing you was about to be in a match. Like, that makes no sense at all. No, I hate that they gotta win anyway. I don't get why they gotta win. I'm not crying. I'm just saying. Fuck, niggas gotta win on us. Your ears dirty. Clean them up, bitch. Both of me.
My name is Ben, and my friend killed himself. The worst part is that I am responsible.
I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it.
I can still see
Not
myself
fucking
walking
today.
into
Not
our
today.
apartment door,
Not today.
keys without a care in the
Not
world,
today.
not knowing the
Not
nightmare
today.
I was about to walk in. The whole scene plays out in my mind now, over and over. I walk in, and I see him there dangling from the ceiling fan by a rope. It seems impossible that the rope doesn't break from the fan. To look into my friend's dead eyes as he is hanging there. The chair he was standing on is toppled over. I can see his webcam with the blinking red light. He recorded the entire thing. I stumble over to where he is at, trying to hold him down. His dead weight falls from the fan and tumbles onto the floor. His skull makes a sickening sound. I feel transfixed looking at his rigid corpse, trying to understand why my best friend would be so selfish and cruel to end his own life. Then a soft beat pulls me back to reality. The webcam is making a soft noise. A reminder that it is still filming.
We winning.
Did I want to actually see his suicide?
Shut up. We winning.
Bridge that would explain
Cause all you gotta leave and join back. That's all you gotta do.
soft ping shook my memory away, and I looked at the computer screen. Closer, I noticed there was a notification on the screen. It was a notification to join the chat room. Curiosity got the
Back out if you gonna get double team. If you know you gonna get double team, back out.
The chat screen opened. It wasn't like a usual chat screen. It was a black box.
150 on 1.
At the top of the box,
Let me hear.
there were two names in the chat.
For sure.
I was one of them. My name was Ben. The username of the other guy was obviously a fake.
Niggas thought I left and they was gonna win.
Whoever this was, he definitely didn't want to make himself known. I typed in the chat, "Hello, who is this? Who I am isn't important. What matters is who you are and what you have done." The man responded. I knew he was trying to frighten me. I didn't have anything to hide. "Is this about Marcus?" I asked. I knew it had to be, but I wanted to confirm. "It's about crimes and punishments," the guy said. "What do you mean by crimes and punishments?" I asked. "You killed me."
Don't go over it. Don't step over it.
And punishment is life.
Take this.
Death.
On me.
You are insane. He
On me.
replied. "You killed Marcus. How can you make such an accusation? What proof would you even have?" I typed back.
We be like, fucking god, we're losing to fucking mind. He has a back bling on.
It was a conversation I regretted ever having.
Alright, I'm playing like myself now. I don't care.
Do you think
Push if you feel like it. Well, I'm playing like me.
I replied, "No, man."
Niggas about to get mad. I don't care.
And why would that be?
That's why I'm playing like myself now. I don't care.
You just sit in your room playing video games, and you were a bit awkward around the ladies, Marcus. If anything weird happens, I would be the one to blame for inviting you. I said, "Man,
Play like yourself.
harsh, man. You really think that of me? We've been friends all these years. We used to
I'm
play
cracked
games
too.
together. Remember that, Ben? We used to grind.
Box.
I don't know.
fuck out of here, bot.
And then we would
Niggas thought they was killing me.
Yes, Marcus.
Or the GD, y'all not.
But
Ooh.
I grew out of the video game phase, and you're still deep in it.
Nigga's name is Alright. NRG Skills.
Understand that I have a life now, and you are still socially awkward.
Man.
Conversation. What do you mean?
On it, they.
Marcus asked. Come on, Marcus. I really don't want to go through this with you. No,
For real.
lay it straight on me, Ben. Tell me how you really feel, he said. Last time I invited you out, one of the guys told the hottest girl there to talk to you. All she did was say, hey. Stood there frozen. No.
Don't push, don't push, don't push, don't push. Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Party. I mean, you're a good friend and all. That situation with reputation and credibility. It
Fuck
took
outta here,
forever to
bitch.
get it back, and I just don't want to have any future incidents. I said.
I'm always usual. Don't say that as a disrespectful way.
You picked the cool crowd over me. Have fun being a fake douche and trying to fit in with them. That was the last thing Marcus said to me. I was speechless. How did this random guy have access to my text messages? The screen transitioned back to my conversation with Anonymous 53. I typed back, how the hell do you even access my messages? My team and I have our ways.
My side.
He replied. What do you mean you guys have your ways? We could help you the side
I'm coming.
really knows about. You see a picture of an iceberg, only 10% of it.
One on me. One's on me, one's on me.
The internet is only 10% of what you see.
Don't disrespect me like that, like I'm a dog. Imagine, he didn't even touch me. He didn't even touch me.
We do our best to fix things that are wrong in society. Think of us as your modern day Robin Hood, he said. What do you want from me? I asked. I want the same thing that happened to Marcus to happen to you. My stomach dropped to the floor. My hands started to shake. Why would you want that? I asked. Well, you killed Marcus.
I'm playing reckless. Stop. Don't push, don't push, don't push.
Killed himself.
Don't follow me.
Yes, I do regret having that conversation with him. I am really sorry I was a jerk to him, but I did not help him with the chair, and I never
75
tied a
damage.
string around his neck. I certainly didn't help him jump off the chair instead. He didn't reply right away like he usually did. Now I was getting angry. My hands were shaking.
Torn up on?
I knew I needed to stop talking to this jerk and call the police immediately. Marcus's body. Something in me just couldn't stop talking to this guy. He finally responded. Ben, you indeed killed Marcus.
I'm relay for.
You were the
I'm relay.
Screw you.
I'm relay for. Like, come on, like
You were
what?
just a lowly hacker.
What?
You do not intimidate me.
What?
Not a lowly hacker, Ben. I am anonymous. We do not forget.
Came back.
We do not forget.
What?
Or your life will be much harder.
For real?
And what do you want me to do? I asked.
What?
I told you. You need to kill yourself. Just as Marcus did. He replied. You're a joke. I am not doing that. I typed back. I figured you'd say that. Why don't you go ahead and take a look at the video footage? I think that will
It's
change
2 hours?
All of a sudden, a video
I've been
loaded.
watching this for an hour already.
Marcus from earlier
What the
in
hell?
day.
Time is going
He
fast.
stared aimlessly at the wall with a blank expression across his face. He started to pace back and forth across the room. All of
Damn.
a sudden, he went out of the screen into another.
To get watch hours, you're gonna have to
He placed the chair underneath the fan. He left the screen for a few seconds and returned with some rope. He began tying the rope around the fan into a loop. My jaw dropped to the floor. I
Look at
suddenly
him.
came into the video. I was wearing the same clothes I have on right now. Everything looked so real. How is this possible? I thought to myself. As Marcus stood up on the chair, I was right behind him. My hands were positioned behind Marcus to make it look like I was helping him onto the chair. As Marcus leaned into the noose, my hand guided him from behind. My stomach dropped. Anonymous 53 had deep-faked me into the video to make it look like I helped Marcus commit suicide. I felt like passing out. This was all too much for me to handle. A real voice sounded from my computer. What do you want to do? The cops are already on their way. We already sent them the video. In the distance, I started to hear sirens. The sirens got louder and louder. I looked outside my window. To my horror, police cars lined the street. I knew what I had to do. There was no getting out of this. I stepped over Marcus's body and got in the chair. I took one deep breath and jumped into the rope. Everything went black. My name is Jared. I once had a normal life like most people. I had a stable 9-to-5 job and a steady girlfriend. There was enough food on the table each month, and some left over to put into savings. Most people would say I was well off and fortunate to not be struggling. That is not how I felt on the inside.
You're not gonna go crazy, stupid dummy. It's hard.
Putting a fake smile on my face every day.
What away?
Doing tasks I hated.
What away?
Ate away at me. I knew I wanted more in life, and this corporate slavery wasn't it. Once I figured out this was all a simulation, I quit my job. What's the point of wasting away at a job if nothing is real to begin with? I know what you're thinking. I'm crazy, or I'm a lunatic. That is what everyone else told me. I could care less about what people think now. I know what happened to me, what I witnessed. Here's my story. You can believe me or not. One day after work, I closed the door and locked it behind me.
What the hell just happened?
Kelsey to know what I was doing. It wasn't
Son just walked into my box and I was just dead. He's aimed by it.
the dark web. His name was Alex. I met him on a site similar to Reddit, but a dark web version. I can't give away the link due to the secret nature of it. I met Alex on a conspiracy thread. We became close. To message each other on a daily basis.
You choked that edit, but that's cool.
On this particular day, Alex would share some knowledge that would change my whole life's trajectory. He logged into the chat.
His reaction time is slow.
I'm not going to believe this. Found a rip.
That nigga got shitted on and left.
It's not actually real. Get a grip, Alex. You were talking crazy. I know we discuss conspiracy theories from time to time, but this is just absurd. Alex continued. No, I really discovered something big. You need to listen to me. This better be good, Alex. I replied. Okay, hear me out, Jared. The universe has billions of stars, and likely tens of trillions of planets. Just in our Milky Way galaxy, we know that more than half of all stars may have a habitable planet. These planets are located at just the right distance to have liquid water and possible life. So if our universe is almost 14 billion years old, and it has all these planets, where are the aliens, Jared? That is a good point you make, Alex. But maybe they haven't developed the technology yet to travel vast distances. Did you ever think of that? I asked. Yes, but statistically, there is likely a civilization out there billions of years ahead of us. I'm sure they've mastered interstellar travel by now, he replied. Well, besides the alien aspect, what other evidence do you have? I asked. There was a team of researchers who embedded computer code into physical strands of DNA. They were able to control the DNA with this code. This proves undoubtedly that biological reality is in fact just computer codes, he replied. Okay, that's very interesting, but there's nothing really substantial about the points you make, I typed back. Alex responded, well, I'm getting to the good part. I did a deep dive on the dark web, researching the topic of simulation theory. I came across a guy who had briefly escaped out of the simulation we're in right now. He saw the real world, or base reality, as Elon Musk calls it. How would you even trust what this guy says? Half the people on the deep web are full of themselves, I replied. The man gave me instructions on how to access base reality. He messed around with DMT and created a much more potent variation of it. Basically, all you have to do is take enough, and you can briefly get out of the simulation. If you don't take enough, you will just have a normal DMT trip, Alex replied. So wait, you actually took this stuff? I asked. Yes, Jared, I took it, and what I saw was exciting, yet disturbing. For a brief second, I was able to see base reality. Upon opening my eyes, I was in a tube. A breathing apparatus was keeping me alive. Around me there was a farm of other humans, all in the same tubes, unaware of my existence in this realm.
He has FPS in his name. He plays Fortnite for a living.
Wires protruding. I concluded this must be able to keep us in this artificial world. Electrical signals must block our sense of the real world. The scene was similar to that of the Matrix. Before I knew it, the drug wore off, and the signals from the helmet took over my brain again, and I went back into the simulation we are in now. Wow, that is quite the experience. Are you sure it wasn't just a hallucination? A lot of people that use DMT report crazy, lifelike experiences. This was no hallucination. There is no
What the hell? What just happened? I'm so confused.
Even being stuck inside of a tube, it is amazing. amazing how limited we are in this realm. It is all just fake. We don't really know. But besides the humans and tubes, what else did you see? Were there any people walking around managing the operation? I answered. Alex typed back. Yes, that was the freaky part. When I looked around, I saw these weird gray beings. They were short, had no mouth or ears. They had these big eyes, kind of like the aliens you see in the movies. They didn't seem evil,
I can see it.
but they didn't seem good at the same time. I don't really know what their plan is.
You need to work on your movement.
Maybe we were just their slave in the simulation. Kind of like how some computer hardware is used to mine Bitcoin. That is a very interesting thing. Do you have any of that DMT variation left? I doubted much of Alex's story.
Yes, sir.
His theory to a test.
Yes, sir. 0 damage. That's me.
We can try it together and document our experiences. Sounds good. You should receive the package.
Please don't build like pre-edits all around me.
3 days went by and the link got
Don't build pre-edits all around me. Then that messes me up.
my 1 day off. He was away at work. Suddenly,
For me.
I heard a knock on the door.
Both of me.
I went to answer it. There was nobody at my door. I glanced down at my welcome mat. I noticed a small bag. This had to be the drug Alex was talking about. They opened the bag on my table. They noticed 3 smaller bags that
116. I didn't knock him.
diagnosis. If I was ever going to do this drug, today was the day while Kelsey was out. She
I hate Fortnite.
I pulled out my phone to call out.
I'm not focusing.
Hey, Alex.
I'm looking at my phone.
That's good news.
I'm looking at my phone.
I thought about it for a second. Should I do this?
185.
Not say no. I thought about my average existence and decided I had nothing to lose. Yeah, let's go.
He's slow.
Make sure you only take
Oh, I thought.
pour the powder into a
Yeah, I'm playing like mine. Oh, he left.
cartridge
Never
and
mind.
last only a few minutes. Alex replied. What happens if I try to take 2 packets at the same time? I would assume it lengthens the experience, but I wouldn't do it. You should ease into it first. Maybe the second time we try it, we can do 2 packets instead of 1, he said. I got my pipe ready.
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
I wanted to have a strong and meaningful experience. I knew
Homie.
but I did it anyways. All right, Jared, are you ready to light your pipe? Yes, I am ready, I said.
Behind you.
Make sure you take 3 deep inhales. Don't stop until you take 3. Sounds good, Alex. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. I turned on my pipe and inhaled. At my first inhale, I started to feel dizzy. I tried to keep it together. I took another breath. This time I started to lose consciousness. I knew I needed to take one last deep inhale. With all my willpower, I took one last hit. I lost all bodily function and slumped over in my chair. My mind went black. All of a sudden, I was awake again. It felt like I was in a pool of gelatin. I was in the same tube that Alex described. Like I had woken up from a bad dream. This was reality. I looked around. To my shock, there were rows of girls stuck in the same tubes as I was. Everyone was wearing black spandex pants.
Look at
All
my
had
hoe.
helmets, breathing apparatuses attached to their mouths just like that. All asleep and unaware of their existence. I turned completely around and to my shock, Alex was in a tube behind me. His eyes were open.
Not that technical. Come on. Put him in the ties. Put him on his shirt.
I pulled myself to the top of the tube.
Put him on his shirt. I put him on his shirt.
Alex did the same. When Alex got to the top of his tube, he passed out and fell back into the liquid. His fall made a splashing sound. It must have alerted the creatures working with us. All of a sudden, 3 alien creatures were surrounding his tube, putting back on his head to breathe into. I climbed down and collapsed onto the floor. My legs were weak, and I could barely get up. To my feet and started
Behind.
saw a large black screen in front of me. Behind me, footsteps. As I continued my trek to the screen, the footsteps got louder and louder. Finally, I got right next to the screen. The text on the screen read, Operation Sleeping Humans.
Alright, you watch my stream. You watch my stream, and I'm gonna watch yours. Alright. Wow, why you stopped that? Both of me. Both of me. Hurry up. No. Put them on a shirt. You streaming? If you watch my stream, tune into my stream on your phone.
Come here.
Something like some of my genetics. Shit, bro, I'm gonna. You watching my stream? Stream? Oh, you live now? What?
Why is the thing like that, bro? You go on my profile, what you call it? YouTube channel.
You gonna have to delete your streams.
The old stream I had?
You gonna have to delete your streams. Put them on a shirt, put them on a what, you know. Trish _NYC.
What's your name?
One person watching me. One person watching me. Trish _NYC. WKT_NYC, all caps. My name. Go to run. Up. I'm choking. Both of me. I'm gonna stop building. I'm trying to protect you. Oh, you killed both of them? Let me get a kill. Oh. Tune into my stream. Trish _NYC. Yeah, NYC, all cash. Oh my God, you seen that? Huh? Did you see that on my screen? On my stream? No. I want fucking.
I can't find your stream, bro.
Oh. I said my name.
I thought it was like Trish. That's what I was saying.
Go back. You on it? Alright, look. Go back to the last few seconds. Put him on a shirt. Put him on a. Yo. I got 2 G's on my fucker. Yeah. This nigga ducking. Some got a big ass stabber. Ho, what you doing, ho? I'm trying to pick at this nigga sitting up top. Your aim is critical, like cruise. I don't know, but I heard somebody say it, and they thought it was a bad thing, so I'm saying it. Definitely think he good. I'm forgetting what guns I got in my inventory. Well, I'm gonna skip tabs to my wrist giant. Everybody wanna it's funny cause see me lit now, sit down and roll up, blow stuff down. God damn. Let me tee up. Fucking, that nigga's doing too much. Nigga doing too much. I'm gonna slide, baby, his baby bottle pop. Okay, I'm gonna, no, hot rock. You ready or not? Hey, live? Oh, shit. It is very water pop. I want to see how I look on your screen. I want to see how you watching on screen? Yeah. Look, you gotta watch. You gotta watch me. You gotta watch me. I'm cruising. I feel bad. Oh, yeah. I was trying to pickaxe on you. Trying to pickaxe that box. I can't edit right now. I'm playing around with I feel bad. Baby bottle pop. Baby bottle pop. Yeah, when you get monetized, 4,000 watch hours. Yeah, every stream. You gonna have to get, yeah. Donate that stream. Cause it's funny, man. You think Mr. B's gonna join you? He's black. Nigga don't give black kids money. Yeah, tee up. I might have to go on keyboard and mouse, tee up. Oh nah, he's actually a box fighter. Nah, tee up. We losing, tee up. Nigga ate his fish so early. Don't push. Cause you push. I can't. My aim assist is not. Yeah, after this I'm gonna do my aim training or something, because Sees it.
I see.
Yeah. Why'd you get a medal beforehand? He just playing around with trying to take out you. He hit me hard as shit. He pushing me. Almost left. They won. I don't give a fuck. They won. These niggas is weird. Yes, sir. He 200 pumps me. Is it me or is it you? Say it's us and I'll be true. Jump in the Cadillac, but then put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. Yeah. Oh, you're carrying me. You putting me on my back. You putting me on your back. Carry me. Yeah. I'm not even trying. Should I tee up? Should I tee up? He just hits me harder. Look, he's just hitting me harder. Cause I'm gonna give it to you, sure, baby. He got aimbot. He got aimbot. He got his aimbot on. I'm not even trying at all. Like, I don't get it. Oh.
Like a big thing I made that shit. Yeah. What do you got shit? We're going to be something like that they think like you know.
Thank you, Marco. You put me in your bag. You put me on your bag. You put me on your bag. Nah, you put me on your bag. Nah, you put me in your bag. Oh wow, okay, God. I did. I'm watching all of it. I what? Alright. Good shit, baby. Yeah, baby. Good time, baby. Yeah. You all trash. Cause you clutch once in a lifetime don't mean nothing. It's your first time clutching in years. It don't mean nothing. Hey, you think I'm gonna be nice to you cause you clutch? You think I'm gonna be nice? They stop laughing. Nah. Come on, ready up. Run back up. Right back up. Come shot. Ready back up. I wasn't putting in no effort. Exactly. You was trying. I wasn't. What is effort? Exactly.
Why come here? You're not hungry enough, so don't go with people. Why are they go hungry? You're not making come to you enough.
Let's say 0 people watching. Did my broadcast stop?